Hey guys, it's WooGs here. I'm gonna try something a little different this week. I had some requests about how I do my editing of my sound files in D2 or Project Diablo 2. So I just want to go through and talk about those options you have. I just want to make it clear that what I show you, make sure you're doing this, not anything more involved with these files. I mean, if you do, you need to talk to the devs, make sure it's allowed. What I'm showing is okay. We're dealing with files that are not overwritten, don't really break the terms and conditions, but just please make sure you're not you're following the rules on that. And if you're not sure, definitely send a ticket, ask permission, and do it. I had asked permission to do sound editing before, but if you're worried or curious at all, make sure you do that on your end. Okay, so let's get started. So a few things you need to do this. I guess why? Why do you want to do this? There's a few sounds in the game which can be a bit annoying, a bit frustrating to deal with. So it's nice to be able to quiet them, remove them, or adjust them accordingly. So I just want to show how that's done. So the first program you need is winMPQ. MPQ is kind of the files that are storing data, just like a zip file for Diablo. So you have to download this. I'll put some links to where to download them. You want to navigate to your D2 folder, and there's a few things you want to take a look at. The first thing is you want to extract our PD2 data. This is where all Project Diablo 2 data is stored. So if you open this one up, it's going to open a bunch of text files here that we are then going to, sorry about that, extract them. Yes, here, and I made a temporary one here into perfect. So what does that look like now? Um, Now you're going to get all of these kind of files like this that you're able to view and read. There's a few other MPQs that we need to extract, but first what we'll do is we will, I was actually using this today. The second program you need is AFJ Sheet Edit, or you can use Excel, up to you. But what we want to do is we want to navigate to those text files. So I have quite a few things going, of course. So this is the one that we just did just now. And you can see, if you're curious what all these do, if you go to Phrozen Keep, the D2 mod website back from D2 and LOD, you can actually search all these up and have descriptions. I'll put a link to that as well. But what we want to jump to first is skills. So this is the file that D2 uses to soft code program a bunch of skills. So let's take a look. If you press Alt 1 and 2 on this program, you can lock these cells. You can do that in Excel too. You can see here we have the care classes with their various skills, and then you also have skills from monsters, bosses, etc. Quick touch point on these: if you take any one of these skills, let's say Cold Arrow, you get a whole bunch of details about the skill, the missiles it uses, and then a whole bunch of different details. You'll see the synergy described topics here, and here's where you get the damage levels. So the damage ranges you see, and their synergy calculation. But that's another topic. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at. I get a questions about assassin a lot, so we'll try that one. So if you come here, you find a skill you want to talk about. Most of it is the. Let's take a look. I think Dragon Tail is kind of one of the annoying ones. So we take a look at Dragon Tail. It has a missile on it. So a missile is kind of any like object that comes out of the spell when you click it. Like if you shoot a spike or something like that, that spike is a missile. If that spike breaks open and creates a whole bunch of smaller spikes, all of those will be individual missiles as well. So there's another file for missiles, which is just called missiles, and then you will see the same list of all the missiles here. So just to keep in mind. So Dragon Tail, we go through here, and what we want to look for is the sound. So it is using Assassin Kick 1. So we have to open up another one called Sounds. And we want oh, how is it written? Oh, it's underscore, yeah. Okay, so what I should talk about is one more thing actually, which we'll see here. So if we come back to here, see the issue you have if you're playing non-online, you could actually just adjust the volume here and you're done. The issue is these files are overwritten every time you open up the online game to ensure that you don't mod files and have a mismatch between what's on the server and what's on your character. So we can't actually change this file here. What's important to know is you have the Assassin Kick 1, which is listed here. So it's this sound here. However, this is a group size 5, so actually all 5 of these are in the same group. So this is the sound file that we need to look for that sound. Now, if we go back to the winMPQ and we go back out of the Diablo folder, out of the PD2 folder into Diablo folder, and there's the sound effects file here, which you would open up and it'll take some time. And these are going to have all the actual sound effects, the WAV files. However, the Assassin itself is part of the D2 expansion. So if you were looking at any, barbarian skill, they would all be here. But we are actually looking at the sound effects, the Assassin. I will say I should do one more thing here. What I would recommend is we take the files here and we're going to make a copy and we're going to put those in the backup just in case. Makes it a bit easier for us. And then we're going to open up the expansion. Okay, so you can actually use the search code here, or you can just kind of fall down and look for it. But it should be under skills. Here, so then we have the kick 1 to 5. Now if you actually click on this, okay, my internet's having a problem. That's great. Okay, I may have edited this one at one point actually. So we'll do the other ones here. So you can hear here, you have the sound here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up another program called Audacity. And what we need to do is we want to replace these 5 sounds with sounds that have no volume or a reduced volume. You could put a blank file here, but you cannot delete them. You'll have an error. I personally don't like to do blank files. I prefer to reduce the volume or set it to 0. So I'll just show you how we can do this. So with Audacity, we can just actually take that here, and you can see this is the sound file. So what we can actually do is we can amplify this to negative, apply. You have a very faint one. If you want no effect, you can just put you can just actually set it to 0, minus 100, and now you'll have no sound. So now we want to export the audio, and I want to have kick 2, and I want to put that under the same. We're going to put that into here actually. Kick 2. And let's make sure this is working. So we have no sound. We're going to do the same for kick 3. We will do it twice. I'll just make it 0 volume for this one. And we'll do kick 4. There is a few other ways you can do this more efficiently. I'm showing it this way because I think it has the best options for if you want to do different sounds or make some changes, because you could actually do quite a few things with Audacity. I've adjusted, you know, how the sound, added some different effects on it, made it, a bit more noticeable or a bit less noticeable. I prefer to keep it faint like this, but for this purpose, it's fine. Okay. Export audio, export. Okay, so now we have all 5 of our sounds. One I seem to have already done. Actually, there is one other thing you should check, which is we saw that there was in Dragon Tail, there is actually a missile. Dragon Tail missile, so we can go over to missiles. And see here that this it does not appear to have a sound on it. I'm sure it has an explosion sound. Yeah, we can dig into that after. It probably has a sequence skill that has an explosion, but we'll keep that for now. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to replace these files with these ones here. So the idea will be we need to ensure that we have the right format pathway here. We're going to drop the new one in. You have to put the path, and then you'll see it's fixed. So we're going to do that for 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now all of these should be blank. And then we're going to close this MPQ. And we made a backup because we're changing this directly. So we are going to close that. And we're going to open the game. Open up a character. We have our dragon tail on. No more hi-yas. This is a Cobra Sin, so not the best. So kicks have been adjusted. So if we wanted to do the same for example Barbarian, we would take a look. We would go to Barbarian any one of their skills, like their, what's an annoying one? Battle Cry. Battle Cry, we'd go over, it has a missile, and it will have a sound. Battle Cry 1. Sounds, we would go to the Barbarian. You have the Battle Cry 1 sequence 3, so it'd be these 3 sequences. Additionally, it probably has a missile, Battle Cry, and it has here Travel Circle 1. So if we had here, if we opened up the SFX and we went to the Barbarian, we have the Battle Cry, and we have the Circle, which is the one it makes on the ground. So you would follow the same thing with those and repeat. So, yeah, I mean, that really covers it for this video. I wanted to show you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I will upload this and post some links to some of this software I used. And yeah, good luck out there.